Everyone, it's Susan. Welcome to my live show today. So nice to have you all here with me. And I want to thank right off the bat, we had Jody who had a question. Well, she gave me super chat money. And Jody, I don't know if you have a question for me or you just wanted to make a contribution. Either way, many thanks. Welcome. Sam's here for the first time from Canada. And I want to give a huge and hearty thanks to B. Ray and to Gwyneth for being my super moderators who help me. They find things that I don't see. Just so you know, Super Chat, what happens is it comes up, and if I get a bunch of them, I go back in the scrolling and I can't always find it. They kind of don't show themselves. So welcome, everybody. Susan Winter here, relationship expert. You're with me on the live show. And today we are discussing the questions about, what is my topic today? Are they worth it? Are they worth it? And this piggybacks on Tuesday's show, which was pre-recorded, which was all about when is it a red flag and when is a red flag a deal breaker. Early on in our relationship and during our relationship, we will oftentimes question the amount of challenges that we face. Now, to be clear, and I've said this so many times, so many new relationships have their stumbling blocks. Both people want to be liked, nobody wants to be hurt, and there's a lot of confusion. Sometimes there are assumptions, there are fears that go with it, so there can be some weird gear shifting. But the question is, if you are in a relationship, you're starting to get to know somebody, and you see a lot of these different things coming up, how do you assess if they're worth it? If you're in a long-term relationship with someone and there are lots of issues, how do you know if they're worth it? Is the sacrifice you're making worth it? Are you in the best position possible? And what would be the price for making a change? So these are some of the questions that we want to talk about today. And let me give a quick shout out to everybody. Colin, thank you so much. Love your love. Sister Anastasia, thank you for your honest critique on how to grow together, which is my new book on Himalaya. Those of you who want a free audio course, check out in the description Himalaya. Use the code WINTER for a 14-day trial for a free checkout. Me, Malcolm Gladwell, Elon Musk, Tim Ferriss, amazing, amazing speakers. It's a collective of some of the greatest minds in bite-sized deliverable coursework that takes you maybe an hour to listen to, less than that. They wanted every segment to be anywhere between 6 to 12 minutes, maybe 20 max. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Let's see, what do we have here? Hi, everyone. Oh, now everything's coming in. Alex! Haven't seen you in ages, my man. All the way from the UK. Do dearly love Alex. So nice to be here. Munich. Hi, E.T. from Munich. So you all know I'm going to be going through the Danube. I'm going to be going on a cruise down the Danube. I have followers from this platform meeting me in Budapest, meeting me in Belgrade, and meeting me in Bucharest. I am so, so, so excited to meet you in person, say hi, give you a signed copy of my book, hang out with you. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you are one of those people, please write to me in the community page or go to my Instagram page, Susan E. Winter, send me a DM. We'll connect because I can't wait to meet you in person. Thanks, Alex. Let's see who else. Hi, you've read Allowing Magnificence, Reb K, a couple of times now. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so happy you like that. Thank you so much. Hi, Noelle. Hi, everybody. Starfire, Chris. Hi, Larissa. Sabina. I'm meeting Sabina. I'm also meeting Mona C on here. Jelena. We have a couple of other people that we're meeting. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, Galactic Woman. Hi, everyone. So let's talk about it and give me your questions. Are you in something and you're trying to figure out if they're worth it? So the number one thing that I have are my 3 S's, okay? Safety, security, sanity. If your partner affects your safety, your security, or your sanity, they're not worth it. What do I mean by this? One at a time. Is their lifestyle the kind where you got people coming into your house with guns in the middle of the night, do drug deals? You're not safe. I don't care if you drink chamomile tea and do yoga all day long, and that's not your lifestyle. Safety. Are they promiscuous? Could they be bringing you diseases? Safety. Can you trust them around your possessions? Do they have an ulterior motive? Safety. Do you know they're okay if you leave your children with them? Safety. Does anything about their disposition, their lifestyle, their mentality put you at risk and leave you vulnerable to harm, directly or indirectly? And this means not only your partner, your date, your mate, this means the people in their social circle that they just can't get rid of, the startup cousin that keeps hitting you up for money. And then, your partner wants to borrow it from you because, but their family, whatever. Safety, safety, safety. Nothing can affect your safety. And number one thing, no tow car, no hit, if there's any physical violence, out, there's no negotiation, there are no second chances, there's nothing, okay? Safety. Security, very similar. Financial security, emotional security, and I don't just mean you're having a rough time, so let me backpedal on that a little bit. When I say security, I mean the sense of well-being. Like, are you walking on eggshells all the time? Are you terrified to speak up? Are you editing yourself continually? This is not worth it. Are you desperate to seek their approval? Do you want them to like you more than you care about yourself? Are you doing things to be with them that are way outside your comfort level sexually, risk-taking, in a way that you would just to keep them interested? They're not worth it. They are not worth it. And the last one is sanity. This is an individual choice, but if the partner is making you crazy because they're acting weird, they're confused, they're bringing drama, this is not good. How do we judge this? Okay? What are you getting? You need to do the tally. What's the plus? What's the minus? Am I getting enough of the plus that I can withstand some of this rocky terrain? Because no relationship is smooth. And if you have one that's like asphalt, you're going to fall asleep at the wheel, I guarantee you. Those get boring. You need a little challenge, a little grit in there. You need a little excitement. You need a little reboot once in a while. You don't want it to be so static that you're bored, but you don't want it to be so chaotic you cannot find your inner peace. So these things are very, very important. Oh, now the air conditioner wanted to kick on full force. Anyway, so, hi, I've got a question. How to stop wanting a relationship? I'm doing pretty well on my own, but this urge to, meet somebody is exhausting. Any tips? I understand wanting to partner. And that's what this is all about, right? You're on a relationship channel because you want to learn how to partner. But the question is, if you want it so desperately you can actually repel it, are you on a time schedule to have a family? Is everybody around you partnered and you're not? Why is the impulse so great? Because the minute you relax and you let go a little bit, you actually allow it to come to you. Some of this is, science of mind, or it's metaphysics and things like that. But I hope you understand that the more you squeeze on it, the harder it is to have it come. I think Esther Hicks uses an example about squeezing on the garden hose, like you collapse you're squeezing the garden hose so tightly because you want it that you actually stop the flow of the energy. So I would ask you to do it differently. Want what you want. I'm not saying, so people get very confused, law of attraction and wanting and pulling something in. Want what you want. Be clear on what you want. But be open in how it comes to you and how you receive it. And relax. You place your order. We don't stress. How many of you go to a restaurant, place your order, and God, are they going to bring me that hamburger? They might not bring me that hamburger. Geez, are you sure you're going to bring? I spend 5 minutes out there. Oh my God, everybody else has a hamburger but me. I mean, you don't do that, right? You don't do that. We have to start to trust the universe in the same way. And I hope that helps you. And I know that I've got some super chat here. Chris, Bucket, 1999. Okay, very disrespected on second date. Oh, she talked for an hour to her ex right in front of me, but didn't include me in the conversation. I got mad and left. She apologized a lot, but not sure she's really into me. Is she worth it? No, my dear. Thank you so much for the contribution. Here is your answer. You're on a date, and the woman spends an hour talking to her ex. That shows you where her priorities lie. She's not done. He's more important, even though he's an ex. Okay, so he or she, whatever's going on here. But this is not something you wait around for. Now is the time to move away. And I'd flip the tables. I'd just say, you know what? I'm really not attracted by that kind of, how do I say it, lack of focus. And it's not what I'm looking for. So you reject her, okay? And that'll reboot her. But don't buy into it a second time. And she sniffs around 3 months from now. Hey, just want to know how you're doing. That's like, okay, definitely my ex doesn't want me. I'm going to give you one more shot. But if he calls or he shows up in a restaurant, I'm going to talk to him instead. She's not done. Right call is to leave. I think I might have missed something. Jody, please write your message again. Jody, we're having a problem with you. You just type it in. And if you can, everyone, type it into the super chat so we can find it, okay? I want to make sure. We do not know where Jody is. Okay. Thank you so much for that. That's Chris. Okay. Fatima. Hi, Susan. How does one measure chemistry and compatibility? Interesting. I don't know that you compare them like to your last partner because everything's going to be different. Chemistry and compatibility, in the beginning, I noticed it because it was sheer excitement, goosebumps, excitement. Now I do it according to comfort, and it can be all of the above. But I think the most sensible and rational way for you to do this is, where do you feel a natural, automatic connection? Where do you feel like you're okay? Where are you okay? Okay to be yourself. I mean, that is the ultimate sweet spot. For any of you that play sports, when you're hitting a ball, Nika loves balls. Nika's dating profile says specifically, must love balls, and she's out with her walker. But, when you hit a ball and it's just right, it's easy. Any of you who play tennis, you know what I mean. Any of you who play golf, there's a long way from your backswing to the impact to the follow through. But when you hit it right, it feels effortless. You've hit the sweet spot because it's easy. You're on YouTube learning because so much of it has become so not easy. So I want to take you back, for all this, do that. It's like being boxed up with a golf swing. And for golfers, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You can have a pro put 50 swing thoughts in your head, and from the time you're lining up to back it, you're so boxed up. There's so much information here. Do this, do that. And I get refugees from guys training. They were taught this by this guy, and they were taught this by this guy, and they were taught this by this woman. And they're so boxed up by the time they get to me. And they're adding one more layer. And I'm like, oh my God, you're making it so complicated. It's not that it's not complex. It's just that the thinking about it needs to be easier so that you can be in the flow of your energy. I don't want you to feel boxed up. I don't want you to be self-editing, insecure, wondering, not sure what to do. This is why I keep driving you back to what appear to be basics, but they seem to be lost out there. And people do not talk about these things. They're so basic. Where do you feel comfortable? Where do you feel safe? Safe but not bored. Where do you feel excited? Where do you feel curious? Where do you meet somebody and you just don't want to stop talking to them? And now I'm going to say it. I have a couple of people that are on this platform and follow me on Instagram, on here, and they found each other through the mutuality of this vibe, this community, this philosophy, this connection. They found love. Yay! Whee! Love it, love it, love it, love it. They found each other because they've got a common language. Isn't that magnificent? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, we've got a Jade C. Thank you very much, my dear. I'm wondering if you've got a question for me here. I will be looking for it. I appreciate your €5.49. Thank you so much, Jade. Where are you? Don't see you yet. I see a Jean P. So I'm going to ask my moderators to help me out here. Okay, Gwyneth, thanks so much. You're still trying to get back to Jody. Jody is not the first part. You guys, I can't find anybody in here, so I'm going to look for the arrows. Nobody else uses it but the mods. We will get to all of you. If you have a question, I'm happy to answer it. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about some of the things that we may be going through, the reasons you may be here trying to assess the viability of your partner. If you are wondering if they're worth it, it may be because there is a situation that you think could be temporary or in the midst of being changed. For example, are they not legally divorced? Now, I have a girlfriend who is very much emotionally involved with a man that is currently married. Before you judge, let me tell you the whole story. He's very out in the open. He knows all of her friends, and in their social group and their business group, he is very clear about it. The wife has a boyfriend. The wife is already involved. He hasn't done the paperwork yet. Okay, here's the first part. Here's the second part. I'm going to get to you, Alex. Thanks so much for digging that up. I didn't see the first part. We're going to get to this later. Okay, Jody T, we only see the second part. So let me finish this. If you are with a person and you're waiting for something, waiting for them to get their doctorate, waiting for them to get their new job, waiting for them to get out of rehab, waiting for something, but there is enough there that you feel that it's worth a shot, you need to play it out. That's the time when giving an allowance, because you do think they are worth it, is actually valuable. I told my friend, everything about this situation is concerning me, as it is you. But I know you well enough that if you don't play this out, you will always wonder what if, and the man's been incredibly transparent. In her heart of hearts, she feels that he definitely loves her. Why he hasn't bothered to? Yeah, I know it's about money. But if the wife has a boyfriend and they, are rarely together, I mean, just do it already, okay? So in a situation like that, there's a time frame that you say, I will be patient for this amount of time. And then I'm no longer patient. So oftentimes, if you are there and you think they're worth it, you are measuring how long you are willing to continue in this discomfort for you, because you think it's temporary. You think it is something that is transient that you can get through. Okay, so those are the exemptions. And I'm going to get back to here. Jody, we only see part 2 here. I don't know what's going on here. Where's Alex? Alex, my man. Okay, here's the second part of Jody T. I called him and begged him to stay, and he said, I'm amazing, but he wants to move on. How do I get over him when I want him so much? All right. We have to, at some point, accept the truth of where our partner is. And if they're done, they're done. And out of dignity, you must walk. If you have begged him, you are so overly invested in him rather than yourself. Jody, so this is not a criticism. Believe me, if I hadn't been there, I couldn't speak to this. We've all been there, right? This is why we're together. So you think in this moment in time, you cannot live without the touch, the taste, the smell of this person, and you are absolutely convinced. And it hurts. You have to wean yourself from the dream. I'm sure you think you love the man, but I promise you, what you really love is what I call the dream. And I urge you that when you get off of here, to go under my channel and do the dream, because it's in a lot of the labeling. But it's not the person we love. It's the life we imagined they would give to us. It's the benefit that we thought we would have. That is the real origin of the love. The person actually is the vehicle. True, we love the person. This is not to minimize the relationship and or the significance of the individual, but it is to say the hook, the thing that you are so crazy for, the thing is actually what the benefit is of having this partner. To have a family, to have somebody to play with, to not be lonely because you feel accepted and wanted. These are the things that you're actually seeking. The solution, I strongly suggest, if you have Audible, tune into Breakup Triage, The Cure for Heartache. That's the way out. 33 minutes. It's for free for most of you who subscribe to Audible. If not, it's $2 or something on Amazon. Breakup Triage, The Cure for Heartache. Fastest way, you can get the information, 33 minutes. I think it's really good. Everybody's got $3, we think, that's on this channel, right? It's really good. And if not, Google everything I've got about breakups. There are probably 100 videos on breakups. Thank you so much, Jody and Alex. Good fetching there. Okay, let's see. Loris, Susan, thank you for your advice. Been listening to you for a few years, and I have improved so much, but one must certainly want to change and grow in many ways. Good luck to everyone. What a beautiful message. Thank you. Alex, thanks for talking to B. B, thanks for Alex. You're all talking about sushi. You're all having fun. Andrew, I begged and tried everything and lost my self-esteem in the process. Who else can give us that dream if we think it has to be them? That's it. It's in the sentence. You think it has to be them. What we want in a relationship, if you can carve that out and keep that as the thing you love, you will be less affected by all the coming and going of the people that don't make the cut. Easier said than done. And when I get there, I call my girlfriends. I have people that I have been putting stuff into their heads for 20 years. And I say to them every step of the way, if I get in trouble and forget my own way, which I do because you're in the middle of it, you can get into a spin, especially with somebody new, get into a spin. And so then I have to say, what would I have said to myself? They're like, oh, Susan, this is easy. You would have said blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what we tried to do to create a breath of objectivity, which is where you regain your sanity, right, is that we're looking to remember that the reason we chose this person was because of the benefit that we wanted to experience, right? The benefit. So that would have been partnership, warmth, love, and that's still achievable. If the person that we loved falls off the conveyor belt, decides they want to go play with somebody else, it's not like they're the only one that can give it to us. We just think they're the only one because they're the only one that's affected us up to that point, okay? I don't want to get off into a whole nother conversation about that, but okay, great. Thank you so much. Richard Howe, $9.99. Thank you, thank you. Susan, struggling to trust myself to succeed in a developing relationship without booking a consultation with you now. Okay, all right. How can I believe to handle things on my own? Well, you're asking the question here. You don't need, good God, I got 580 videos. You really don't need a consultation if you want to listen to the videos and apply the advice. But Trusting yourself is something I can lead you to, but I can't do it for you. The way to do it is to do it. And the way to do it is we only gain confidence through trial and error. You're not going to die if this relationship doesn't work. Okay? I promise you, you will not die. You will not have the outcome you want, but life will not stop as you know it. And there'll be somebody behind it. There's no last bus. So what we have to do is have a little bit of moxie, have a little bit of courage, and just go forth and apply our efforts and see what we've learned. And the more that we achieve these things, the more that you learn how to handle the ins and outs. Start with honesty. Tell the person, like I'm this is kind of new to me. I like you, so it's high stakes, and I'm learning my way around. Or whatever your correction is, do your correction. If your correction is that I always jump in too soon, then pace yourself. If your correction is that I fall in love with their potential, but I don't really know who they are, then pace yourself. So look at what you know of yourself in the past, remember what you're trying to correct, and proceed forth and do your best. And, if you want to work with me, you can. But otherwise, nobody can say there is a shortage of content from Susan Winter. There is so much content we have had to cut 243,000 condensed lines of Excel code from my website. And that's only the website from 2014. Okay? All right. Thank you. April, €5. How not to forget how great, amazing you are yourself when dating people that you find interesting. I feel like I'm blinded and only see them. Oh, yeah. I know this one. Because we make them spectacular. We get excited about somebody. Maybe you're the kind of person that you don't get excited about that many people. Now you got the trifecta. You got the looks that turn you on, body, style, image, type, the type that turns you on. You got the content you think, or at least you're going to say you do, and then the situation that you want it. Okay? So that's like going to turn you on. But if you spend all of your time putting them on a pedestal, you're going to get very insecure. We have to. So I do understand that some of this is finesse. There's a fine line between being organically excited and showing interest to your partner and being so goo-goo over them. That somebody had written me the other day that they are meeting a very famous celebrity who seems to be into them. The first thing I thought was, well, why, you're not in that world. I'm trying to figure this out. But what fame is to some people is completely different to others. So I don't know what's really going on here, but they were already, oh my God, I'm meeting so-and-so. So reverence of somebody should really be based on what we know of them. Like, if you can really, one way to dampen the nerves is if you can start to hone in on the qualities that you find admirable, that you are looking for in a mate. Again, it's your goals, right? I'm in love with the concept of finding a partner who is an ethical, kind, loving, interested person. Who's good to me and good for me. Just simple things that you can remember. And then you go out in the world and you see all this stuff and you get excited. But remember, you don't know. You don't really know who they are. This is where projection, and not the projection like you're projecting, but you project into what you want them to be. Fanciful thinking. You put them on a pedestal. You create the story. You create the dream. Ancient, $10. Thank you. That's a thank you for thank you. You sweet thing. Thank you so much. Mwah. Let's see. I don't know what y'all talking about here. Jade C, I don't see. You can type it on your phone, please. Did I miss anybody? Richard, thank you. Did I miss anybody back here? Jade, if you have something to say to us, please let us know. My mods will find it. Thomas Sally, how you doing? Slow down. Let him come to you. Let him initiate contact. It's really great to have the guys on this site because the guys here are very savvy and they're pretty cool. And I know that This is why so many women flock to the male coaches, because they want to hear it from the guys, right? And I love that we have active men here who are really contributing their wisdom to this channel. Love my ladies, and my ladies can help the men who are asking questions, because in a way, in a heterosexual relationship, nobody really knows what a woman's up to other than another woman. He'll go, oh man, I know. Oh, that one, she's doing that. Oi, oi, honey, here's what's really happening. So we can help each other. Isn't that awesome? Thank you very much. Okay, let's see what we got here. Alex, thank you for everyone. Let's see, Jody, we've done the best we can. Jean P, I'm just going to pay, then ask right afterwards. I can't figure it out. Okay, greetings from Turkey. Hi, Kasif. So, Susan, please touch base on nude photos. What? What? Men asking women for them, whether girlfriend or not. And no, this is not about me. I'm so tired of hearing about this from female friends. First of all, that's a high-ticket item. What makes somebody on a dating app think that they have the right to ask for nude photos? You have got to be kidding me. Yeah, we'll start the bid at $10,000. $1,700. Let's see where they go from there. This is pressure. And on online dating, there has been so much bad behavior. Those of you who want a relationship, if you're getting unwanted body shots from people, body parts you do not want to see, you just shut that stuff down right away and you say, not going in that direction. And you stop the conversation. Not because all of this comes with it. Now, if you're looking, I have friends that they love the game. And they love the sex, and that's all they're about, and they're fully on board with that. And so you have to realize some people who use dating apps are doing that because they're out of a relationship, they're sexually curious, they're in a time period in their life, or that is their life, that they want a bevy of sexual partners. So they're going to use these apps. Then there are the other people who are actually looking for a relationship. So when you are looking for a relationship, you must present yourself differently, and your responses would be in accordance with what is acceptable and what isn't. Not my thing, not what I'm looking for. Don't ask that again, okay? Okay, so here we have, let's see. TM, 35, thank you so much. Do you believe in the right person at the wrong time? It can happen. I don't know if they keep coming back because they love me or if I'm easily accessible. Well, if somebody keeps coming back, my question is, and again, it's hard because I'm not working with you. This is why I don't like to answer questions. I will never answer a question via a chat or an email off of this site, ever. Maybe I would in a workshop where I can kind of have back and forth dialogue and you can return it. But people write me in Messenger hundreds per week. I don't even open up Messenger, because I can't ask you the following questions, but it feels to me as though this person comes sniffing around, disappoints you, fails, doesn't meet success, comes back to you for a hit of self-esteem, and then dumps you again. And if I'm right on track, you walk the other direction, okay? Somebody who loves you doesn't keep coming back and back and back because it's the wrong time. If it's the wrong time, they will tell you about this one thing. I need 3 more months to get through the divorce because I can't date you now. If my husband finds out, he will keep me from the kids. Bear with me. It'll be January 17th, something like that. There's got to be a reason, okay? Thank you so much, and I hope that helps you, TM. Jean P, thanks for your money. We'll get around to this. Will they ever come back if you give them space? Sometimes. Depends on the situation. I'd have to work with you to really talk about David from Chicago. Woohoo! David's in the house. Running. There's my David. This is when I got to go to Chicago and I got to meet some of you. Loved it. I love. Well, now I can travel again And again, if you are anywhere on the Danube, please go to Susan E. Winter on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. And the reason I say that is I do not have an email address, and in time I will not, on any of my sites ever, because I'm flooded with questions, okay? And I only want to talk to the people that are really serious. Okay, let's see. I know there's more here. April, 10 euros. Wanted to say thank you to Susan and wish everybody here the best. Seems to be a group of great people. April, you are correct. What we try to foster here and what my wonderful moderators keep in place for me is we want a safe environment to learn. My goal for all of you is to be able to love another and love yourself. Okay? Kind of simple, a little bit to it. You know, the world, the dating world is not what it was. When I was dating, guys chased me for marriage. The one woman who never wanted to be married got so many marriage proposals. My poor, poor father wanted love, didn't want children, didn't want marriage. Couldn't have explained it in my time period because it was so abnormal, but I realized in my mind I could not configure love a la carte, meaning I could not figure out how to have the impact on the world. I wanted something big, something global. We didn't have it. The only thing we knew then was I could be an actress or a singer. 2 skills I had. But that was my only way to reach people. Women couldn't work. Women weren't CEOs. They didn't do any of that. But, you know, we all have to find our way in this loving system, whatever design we create, to feel good about ourselves and not lose ourselves. Sometimes what you are trying to do to get the person is the very thing that's stopping you from having confidence because you're not on your game plan. The right partner, the best partner will come to you because you're resonating who you are, owning it, being cool with the decisions you make. And again, step 1 is being in agreement with the choices you've already made. You know, not holding yourself, not beating yourself up for mistakes. This is life. Most of the stuff we've never done before we do it. And what, we make a mistake? How can you make a mistake if it's your first time around the circle? You know, that's normal. That's how we learn. Okay? So enough of I went on to thank you, April. Nude photo question wasn't even regarding dating apps or people they don't know. It means people they're dating. Here's what you have to remember. The person you're dating now, you may not be dating later. Never, ever, 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 ever put anything out into the universe on social media or to another human being, a sex tape, whatever, that you don't want seen by the world. Because you cannot control, once it leaves your hands and goes to somebody else, you can't control where it's going to go from there. And by the way, when somebody you're dating is asking you for nude photos, you don't think, if you're not married already or in a living together arrangement, that they're not showing their buds these photos. You don't know what they're going to do with it later. You have to think about it. What job do you have? Huh? Are you thinking you're going to run for political office? That's a no-no. Yeah, if you're an Instagram whatever and you're a young actress, yeah, that may actually work to your favor eventually, but not now. All right, let's see. Okay, everyone. Susan, why does an ex keep crossing my mind after 3 years of no contact? I don't know. What is it about that person? Was there something left undone? Or could it be that they are the only really solid, committed relationship you've had in the last 3 years? If that was the last steady thing you had, it's only normal to think about it, right? If you are so bothered by this and you feel there's something left undone, reach out to them. After all, they are an ex, right? Okay, more questions here. Alex, super chat from Gene P. How do you approach a friend that you have come to have feelings for? Okay, good question. Good question. Tricky. This is tricky. Do you feel they are sexually attracted to you? Because the word friend is very weird nowadays. Are they attracted to people like you? One, are they single? Are they open to dating? Two, are you friends because you know each other socially? Or is this like a guy friend or a female friend that's a friend, and you've suddenly flipped from being friendly with this dear close friend to, oh my God, I think I have feelings for them. Some of my gay clients have feelings for a straight friend. That's going to be problematic. Maybe you are using the term friend in that I think nowadays, for most people, that's somebody I hang out with. And you would just up the time. You don't have to say anything right now, but what you can do is up the time that you see them, spend more time away from the group and invested in them personally, and see if you don't find a greater connection. The thing is, you'll know if separating you from the pack is what differentiates we're friends from we're something special. When romantic interest normally separates you from the pack because they want to isolate you and have all the attention and have it go somewhere, meaning the two of you alone can have it go somewhere. But if all the time you're seeing each other in a group and this person doesn't want to be with you individually, that's normally code for, no, I like you in this environment, this outer tier. I'm not interested in going to the inner tier. Okay? It is very difficult sometimes if you have a friend that you have discovered you have feelings for, and you worry that you're going to ruin the relationship. So then the question is, are my feelings temporary because there's a lull in my dating life? Or is it, oh my God, I now realize the profound nature of this person. Oh my God, where was I? I was blind. And I need to say something. But if you want the relationship that badly, you might want to sacrifice the friendship. Depends on where your goals are, okay? And again, I'd have to work with you on that. Thank you, Jean P. Let's see. Jade C, we can't find you. Let's see. Okay. Jess T, I'm in my mid-30s. I've always dreamed of meeting and marrying a mate, but I'm at a point where I don't know if this is still something I desire. Is this normal? Yeah. Yeah, of course it's normal. If being single is completely cool. And I don't want anybody to think because I'm in this realm that I don't support singles. Because whether it is part of your life for a dedicated amount of time because you want to focus on yourself, or you're just like, I'm good. And I don't know what single means. Does single mean that you're never having sex and you're celibate? Does single mean that you occasionally have sex with people you like? Does single mean I choose to be with a friend with benefits, but I call myself single because I'm not in something that's like I've decided to commit to? So being single is fine. And if you have decided that your goals have changed based upon your life, remember that we are creatures of a social blueprint. I cover this in Allowing Magnificence, and I share my blueprint. I had a very, very specific blueprint, and many cultures, the blueprint is not something you can change. For many of my clients in South Asia and in Southeast Asia, and those in very traditional cultures, Egyptians and the Arabs and stuff like that I work with. I mean, the Middle Eastern clients. I mean, this is what you do, and it's very hard to say, yeah, but I really don't want to do it like that. So many traditions, it is expected that you marry. If you like the person, it's good, but it's not even part of the equation, and you must have children. That is the reason. And then that's your job. So depending upon where you come from, I love the fact that we ask the questions. How you answer it is less important than the fact, to me, that you have asked it. To take on blindly conditioning from your social world that says you have to do this or you have to do that. You have to sleep with 100 guys or you're not cool. Or you have to be married or you're not wanted. I mean, whatever these have tos, I love the fact that people question them for themselves and go, I don't know that I want that. This is independent thinking. This means that you are proactively making choices in your life that work for you. And this is what I think we need to have. I remember the first girl I ever ran into on the street when I was with Diva, my sled dog, and I was walking out in the street, and her dog walker said to me in passing, a young girl, she goes, I don't know if I want to be married. And I don't know if I want to have children. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I've never heard somebody say that. I mean, I used to have to keep that secret to myself because I didn't want to be looked at like a weirdo. And I thought, how wonderful. Only for this reason. I would rather somebody really want a child than just I should have one. Wanting a child, that's going to be a happy child. That's going to be a great relationship. Wanting a partner because you really want them, that's going to be a good relationship. Having to take them because you're supposed to, that's already a miserable relationship because you're not in your authenticity. Okay? $10. Anne, thank you so much. Aloha, Susan. I ended asking a past ex wanting to return. Okay, wait. I ended asking a past ex wanting to return. How will it be different from last time? And what does that look like? He couldn't answer it, so I cut him out. What's the point? Mahalo. Okay. This is really good. So again, the topic was, are they worth it? Anne, thank you, on point. Anne gave this person a chance. Many chances, it seems like. And then finally confronted them with the fact that each new chance ends up in the same place. Bang! Not worth it. Moving forward is not worth it. And I thank you for this wonderful contribution, and it's a great example of this is not worth it. Now, unlike many coaches who are very black and white, I will sometimes surprise clients. They assume that I'm going to say you should bail, and I don't. I say just the opposite. Others are sure that I'm going to be on board, and I say, So the answer depends on the situation. But what I think is important in assessing a partner is you have to look for the dispositional underpinnings. Sometimes the situation that rides on the top is a bit of a mess. They're not fully out of their marriage. You don't know that they have the earning capacity. You really feel that they do because of their ambition, but you don't have tangible proof yet. So what we want to do is look at the one factor that is consistent, their character. Who they are is who they are. So when you have incomplete information, you get a better sense of what is hidden from you by judging what their disposition is. And that should be consistent. If you see it flip-flopping, one day they're magnanimous, the next minute they're cheap, something is being hidden and something is being presented to the world that's not true. Okay? So what we're looking for is the dispositional bearing of our partner. Again, everyone. It doesn't mean they have a skill set to be in a great relationship, but if you start with good material, you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache, right? Let's see. Love, 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 love the love. Susan, you are just so amazing. Thank you so much. Neela, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what else we have here. Did I miss anybody? Let's see. Okay, we've done that. So I hope I'm just going back here one more time to make sure that I haven't missed any of your super chat. April, to go back to this, I really love your comment here, talking about dating new people, that you feel like you're blinded. Okay. Side topic, not totally your fault. Oftentimes the universe will dangle something in front of us for multiple reasons. And it's for us to find out the bait that we bite, and is there something there? There are times that there are those of you who are going to walk into a situation totally against everything that we've learned here and feel like you have to go. That may indeed be incredibly addictive and horrible for you and very negative because it's a past pattern that we don't want to repeat. Or it could be some calling to you where your senses of what you feel inside are overriding everything in the outside informational system, and you feel compelled to move toward this person. In a case like that, and for those specific people only, I would say the answer to that is this person has a piece of your puzzle. You know instinctively they hold a piece that you have to have in the evolution of who you are becoming. It does not mean they are your soulmate, your twin flame, your whatever. All you know at this point in time is that they have something your inner being senses you must experience. We have to let go of grabbing onto the person. We have to start to grab onto the messages, and then the person will shake out as an end result. So it's kind of the opposite way around. I know you probably want another hour in that, but I'll leave you there, okay? And so I really love what you said here. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, Jade C, please try again. I can only see this. We are on a 1-week break, and tomorrow we're discussing our options. He's the boyfriend I've had with open and honest communication, same values. Well, good for you. This is good. So in a case like this, Jade C, and I'm sorry you're having problems with whatever phone app you're using here. In order to come back together, the original problem has to be addressed and or in the process of being corrected or eliminated and finalized. What was the reason for the break? And this holds true for getting back with an ex. What was the reason for the break? Because if you haven't figured out how to fix that, you're going to end up in the same place. Okay? What can you say to your partner that is different so that you'll be different? We had this commentary already. Mahalo. She left. Same thing. No reason to stay. I've seen the movie already. I'm not going back for another time. So this is what we're trying to do. Do you understand? You had a break. You had a reset. You have to come back with a new perspective. If you're coming back harping on the same things and you didn't give on your side, and I don't know what they certainly wanted something from you that they weren't getting. I'm sure you wanted something you weren't getting. But it has to be coming closer to fixing that, or it's never going to happen. Okay? Do you understand? All right. How do you navigate worth it when it's a twin flame connection? Whole nother story. The twin flames are for your evolution. I'm going to try and do this in a couple of minutes. To do it justice, I'd need 45, but I'm going to do it in this. The twin flame is not about a romantic relationship. It is romantic. It has to be that intense to get you in the gate, to get you to experience this. It is about your awakening, and you're awakening your partner. If you're the one on this channel, it means you're the one who's awake. You've awakened them. Okay? They're not even here yet. They wouldn't be someplace here. It's a whole nother story. Okay? It's sometimes you have to give up containing this thing to actually get it to work properly. And that's our first impulse, is to grab when we get scared and nervous. We grab out of fear. And sometimes in some situations, we have to do just the opposite. Okay? Thomas, thank you, 1,000. Hi, Susan. What I found many times exes' needs need you, but does not want you. Good point. They only what you can. Oh, it's like they only want what you can do for them. What's your opinion? Want versus need. Brilliant, brilliant. I saw in my own family structure how need makes somebody go back over and over and over again. And I had thought that was the most secure position, that you need somebody. If I'm indispensable, they will have to come back to me. But it was exhausting on my end. So I'd create that situation in my relationships, like you would be an idiot to have to leave. And then I realized that there's no payback for me. It's a lot of work. So want is optimal. Want means you have an interdependent relationship. And thank you so much for that. Interdependent means I can live on my own. I can live on my own. We prefer to be together. This is a healthy, functioning relationship. Need means lack. Need is you're in the middle of the ocean and you know how to swim and you got a life raft. And every time this partner comes back, they want to either grab you and pull you down because they don't know how to swim, or they want to get on your life raft. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to kick you off because all they wanted was the life raft. So you're with an incomplete partner when they need you. And I know, again, it keys into our security system. Wow, strong position to be needed. Like, we all need water. If the water supply were cut off tomorrow, we'd be crazy. We need water to live. We don't necessarily need vodka. Some people would prefer it, but we don't need it to live, right? So I think this is really, really great. And yes, some exes are a little parasitic. You know, they come back to get a fix. They come back because the people they were exploring that they thought they could leave you for didn't pan out. And they come back to get another hit of power from you because you love them. And they get to remember what it is like to be reflected through the eyes of somebody that approves of them and wants them and desires them. And they extract just enough fuel, bye-bye, to go back out on their trip again. It's like the kids that run home to grab a sandwich from mom and don't say hi and then leave again because they just needed it for energy to play the rest of the afternoon. Okay? So that's a great point. Thank you for that. Jade C., he lost the spark in chemistry. Huh. How long were you together? If you were together less than 3 months, he just wants to keep looking. You lose the spark in the chemistry. My guess is that this person is a little more immature when it comes to partnering. Anybody who's been in a long-term relationship, and nowadays, frighteningly, 6 months is considered long-term. But at any rate, I'm talking decades, right? You know the spark is going to go. It does. It does. You get back to day-to-day life. So love gets deeper. And if somebody is only chasing the original dopamine hit that they had and the testosterone and the oxytocin that they get in the first honeymoon phase, and that's all they want, then you cannot trust that this is a partner you can ever be with. Because they must keep recycling to get the original hit because it's in the beginning of the relationship. Again, the universe is very smart. The universe knows to draw us in. They give us the dope. They give us the dope. Here's the bag of dope. You don't have to buy from me. We'll just give it to you. We'll try it. But that gets you in the gate, right? So the chemicals that go off in our system get us in the gate that make us think we love and want this person. But then we spend enough time with them, we really do develop it. So it's just the original thing. But I think this person is chasing that, and or they probably already found somebody else now. They're just being nice and giving you an excuse, I think. Okay? Okay, thank you. Let's see. I'm going to read a couple more of these. Alrighty then. Susan did a fab live on twin flames last week. I have a saying for twin flames, not for domestication. And I was going to do another one on twin flames this week, and I thought not all of my audience wants to go there, so I'm going to pepper this in. It is a very rough journey. And I hear these people say that they're living with their twin flame. They've got all these stations. If you've ever lived this before, you would think twice about doing it again. It is an awakening of the soul to a greater soul mission. And once you find the purpose, the reason for the flame is unimportant. It is two souls that awaken in the presence of each other and awaken to a greater contribution. That is the reason. Partnering, domesticity, not the plan. Everybody is in pain because they're trying to partner with their twin flame. It is 99% of the time not achievable. And most of the people that you see, the happy couple on YouTube, like, we found my twin flame. No. Connected partner, great mate, that's not your twin flame. It's not. It's not. But at any rate, okay. Let's see, Czar. Okay. Susan, how do you forgive yourself? You not realizing they are, wait. How do you forgive yourself not realizing they are not worth it? To stop feeling like you lost because it isn't even a game. Thank you. Okay. So I think what you're saying, and I thank you so much. I realize we have an international audience. I would love to see myself trying to translate something into your language. I think what you're saying is, how do you forgive yourself for realizing that they were not worth it? I hope this is correct. There's so much that's shiny and new in a relationship. And for those of you who are loving, who are on this channel, you know how to love. And those of you that think you don't know how to love are probably loving much more than other people out there that aren't even thinking about it. You're trying. You want love. You want self-improvement. Everybody here has a growth mindset, right? So you go into something and you're already coming in on a higher level. So you would tend to automatically think, well, they're where I am, right? No, it's frightening, the level that people are at. And sometimes you can't tell until you start to peel back the layers. Forgiving ourselves for not knowing, in the beginning you don't want to see it. Forgiving ourselves for not knowing that they were not worth it, maybe they hid it. Maybe they did everything to edify their position. Maybe they played every bit of hot and cold to keep you intrigued. Maybe they baited you with great sexual intrigue. Maybe they did all sorts of things. And now you realize the truth of it. So just, if we can get the benefit out of it and chalk it up, I promise you it won't hurt anymore. You've got to get the gain. The gain has to be bigger than the loss. And until you can get on board with that, all these boo-boos are going to hurt forever. I'm urging all of you, where there's pain, there is something you need to discover, and you need to flip it. You can't carry the burden. It'll never go away. We need to dress the wound so it can heal, okay? Thank you so much for this. Let's see what we've got here. Alex, there was one from Souza. Hi, Souza. Okay, Susan, do you have advice for straight women in New York City who very much want to find platonic, like-minded, single female friends? Thank you for your wisdom. Oh, that's cool. If I weren't traveling so much, if I were here all year round, maybe I could organize a group on that. Lauren would have been great. Lauren just moved out to Denver. She's my media director and she handles everything. But I think, to start in places like this, start in groups like this, and just do a shout and say, hey, anyone in the group, are you in New York City? I'm one of Susan's, we hang out here, and let me know if I can DM you, and take them to your Instagram or to your Facebook page to have them message you or DM you. That way nobody's got your personal number, nobody has your email. You can kind of protect yourself and get to know each other that way. Again, there are some great connections made on this platform, and I think this is wonderful. Where do really cool people meet? Women meet in New York City. Hi! Again, drinking my water. She's got a whole... What if I want that water? You don't care, do you? My water's better than her water. Okay, Bunny, here we go. Oh, she's thirsty. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's Nika. You can't see her. I've got a little dog if you don't know. So yeah, I love the fact that you've reached out. And if you have a place for us to contact you, if you have an Instagram page, put your little handle on here and we can DM you. Okay, would you do that, Zuza? And thank you so much for this. Alex, thanks for fetching that for me. This is wonderful. I don't know how I missed this because I scroll past these. Zuza, Zuza. Okay, everyone. So we've pretty much come to the end of our hour. I try to keep this short because I know B is here. Let's see. Encourage your friend to come to have feelings for it. We've done pretty much all of this. And so now, okay, I've read through a lot of these, and I love the fact that you talk to each other. Okay, we are going to sign off now. I will have more on twin flames. I will have more on spiritual relationships. I just don't want to turn off everybody who's following the station, so it'll go back and forth. I don't want them to think, oh God, she was so cool and she talked down to earth and now she's going in this direction. So I don't want to lose my followers. Now, hitting you up for what you need to know. If you have not listened to my free online course for Himalaya, do so, please. In the body of this, you will find information on Himalaya.com/winter. Remember, I can't create a clickable hyperlink in the body of the text. It doesn't work. I have to put it at the top of everything and write it in like a comment. So if you say that the link doesn't work, it means we're not allowed to hyperlink it, right? So take a look at the video that I have on this, how to grow together. Himalaya did a really nice job because you see me here with my lighting, my sound, which is whatever's coming out of this computer, and then you see me in my pre-recorded thing with my little microphone where I try and hide it. And these people are like top drawer. You can hear the entire course on how to keep the love alive with your partner. And this is whether your partner's 3 months into the relationship or 30 years. And some of the hallmarks for creating a really healthy relationship, what a healthy relationship looks like, that's all for free. All you do is click and write the promo code WINTER. You can listen to me. You can also listen to Elon Musk, Tim Ferriss, Seth Godin, Barbara Corcoran, a lot of famous people. Best minds ever, okay? That's 1. 2, what else? I will not have any live shows on August 19th or 26th, those 2 weeks. I'm going to be in Eastern Europe. I'm going to go off the grid. And if you want to have me answer a question, go to the video requests on my page on contact. There's a box above where I'm located, which is in the picture of the map of New York. There is a box that says video request. You click on that. And if you want to join my newsletter, so that you know what's going on, you get special offers, go to the homepage where it says newsletter. We make you go through a lot of stuff. Every time I get a newsletter thing, I take it off because of all the spam. I'm like, why do you people want into my system? I'm going to have to pay for you on MailChimp. Why do you want that? I don't understand it. But we've been trying to do, we're going to ask you questions. Oh my God, it's going to be an SAT test. We've just got to make sure, I just got to get rid of all this spam. So for those of you brave souls that make it through, many thanks. Alex, oh, yes, we couldn't do so much today with just the mobiles. Yes, I know B and Gwyneth are coming from a vacation in Poland, and they're on mobiles, and so it's not always the same. No matter how you listen here, I am so glad that you have tuned in. Alex, B, Gwyneth, thank you so much for being my super duper moderators. All of you who've asked a question and offered super chat, those of you who didn't even say anything, just gave me a shout out and sent money. I do appreciate that. Please know that I do use it well. And I thank you so much for that. I'm coming back next week, and I love getting, sometimes I may not do your video request in a video. I might do it in something like this. So I'm here to serve you, want to know what you want to hear. and happy to answer your questions. And again, thank you so much for being a part of my audience. Do you remember, I did not start doing videos until 2016. I didn't even know I could monetize. I struggled so hard to pay my God, I mean, I was paying more to people to help me than I was making. It was frightening. And now I'm starting to make some money. Thank you, YouTube. So I'm sorry that you have to wait 4 or 5 seconds. When is the Clubhouse session? Sam, I stopped Clubhouse. I'm going to tell you why. It's a good platform. It was so exhausting getting my moderators together. And you know what? I have had to cut back on many of the things I do. I'm not going to be doing by the minutes anymore either. I love the system, but when Magnify when they got off the phone app and they became a business to business, I need to have time to enjoy my life. I'm so exhausted. I've worked like this since college. I've given up weekends. I've sat at a desk for hours. I've got so many spinal injuries and problems, you have no idea. So I'm not doing Clubhouse anymore. I contribute on Thursday mornings at 10 Eastern time to something called Deep Dive, but I'm not taking my own show anymore. It's just way too much work to get everything sorted. So I like to come here and I like to go on Instagram. And although I have a presence on all social media sites, I only have so many hours in the day, plus I still do individuals. No one at my level does individuals. They don't. Or if they do, they don't list the prices. They get you in a huge ticket item. And they don't do like push a button, I'm in pain. And in time, I will be developing a different system where I can get all of you in and we can have something like this, much more personalized and on a regular basis. And so I am looking into group coaching, but I don't have the system in place yet. So I'm trying to learn work-life balance and still be here for you and be effective. And I got to be a good me, right? I need some time off to do well here. I got to practice what I preach. So that's why my big deal is taking off these two full weeks. It'd be good to have a women's club in Chicago. I love Chicago. Chicago is great. Let's see, everybody's talking to each other. This is great. I think this is wonderful. Thanks to the moderators, everyone who contributed. Thank you so much. B, Alex, Gwyneth, thank you. I'm going to sign off for now. I will see you next week. Let me know what you'd like to talk about. I'm here for you. Thank you, everyone, and wishing you well. Take care. Bye-bye now.